The narrative revolves around a young woman, Mary Green from the countryside, who is bound by a marriage arrangement set by her late mother with the powerful family of Gu Juanfu. Mary travels under an assumed identity, steals a gun from an important figure, and must navigate the city's treacheries without exposing herself. Upon arrival, she faces disdain and ridicule for her rural background and perceived lack of sophistication, including at a high-profile ball. After her mother's death, her negligent father abandoned her in the countryside for over a decade but now wants her to return to the city, ostensibly to seize the marriage agreement. Facing resistance and intrigue from the Gu family and other powerful factions, she uses the marriage to reclaim her rightful status and confront her adversaries. The story unfolds with political schemes, secret letters, and social conflict at high society events like a grand ball, where alliances, identities, and status are contested. The protagonist shows resilience through deception, strategic alliances, and bold confrontation to win acceptance and power in a rigid social structure. Meanwhile, the marriage agreement was established by the Mary late mother, giving her a legitimate claim to the union and the social position within the Gu family. Mary's father neglects her, throwing her into hardship in the countryside, which contrasts with the sophisticated city life she must now reclaim. Mary pursues the position of future wife of the Gu family's young master, seeing it as her only route to security and reclaiming her heritage. The matriarch and relatives of the Gu family oppose the engagement, seeing the Mary as an unworthy country bumpkin. Meanwhile, Mary holds letters from her mother as leverage to maintain her marriage claim and protect herself against threats. The Gu family arranges a formal ball to publicly address and potentially dissolve the marriage, expecting to replace Mary with someone more suitable. The Gu family uses the ball to publicly announce the status of marriage and social hierarchy. Mary is challenged on etiquette such as dancing the waltz, symbolizing her struggle to fit into elite society. While Mary was looked down and mocked by others, Xiang Pei, the powerful young master, shows interest and support, signaling shifting alliances. Reclaiming her rights, despite disparagement and danger, she insists on her rightful place in the Gu family using intelligence and courage. She navigates threats, leverages evidence, and uses public events to strengthen her position and resolute future plans. Mary intends to expel usurpers from her ancestral property and firmly establish herself, showing a blend of resilience, wit, and ambition. This story highlights themes of social mobility, family loyalty, power struggles, and individual determination within a rigid hierarchical context. Mary's journey from abandonment to assertion reflects deep personal and societal conflicts centered on marriage, identity, and status. Esther told Gu she wanted to learn how to drive, and he offered to teach her. As they began, he asked why she was giving up on her goal. She replied that driving was like shooting, she wanted to master it the hard way. Gu inquired if she had been hurt before, but Esther assured him she hadn't. Gu's demeanor shifted, and he moved closer, his face inches from hers. "Were you running away from me?" he whispered, before forcing a kiss on her lips. Esther pushed him away, reminding him, "I'm your brother's fiancé, what if he finds out?" Gu's response was possessive, "You can only be mine." Esther expressed her concerns, "If I stay with you, I'll die sooner or later, and I'll lose my reputation." Gu ignored her protests, grabbing her and kissing her passionately. "How can becoming my woman ruin your reputation?" he asked. "I won't give up unless I make you mine." Esther pleaded, "What did I do to deserve this? What have I done wrong?" Gu's response was callous, "Don't cry. I'll buy you a car to learn driving." Esther refused, "No, I don't want anything." Gu pulled Esther into his lap, his voice low and menacing. "Promise me you'll remain loyal to me, Esther. My power extends across all borders, you can't run or hide from me. Don't even think about running." Esther met his gaze, her eyes locked on his. "Yes, I got it," she replied, her voice steady. Gu's lips curled into a smile before he kissed her. The next day, Gu dispatched his military guards to deliver his gifts to Esther, gold and access to his bank. They arrived at her residence, where she sat dining with her father and stepmother. Her father, once cruel and dismissive, now lavished attention on her, eager to curry favor with the wealthy Gu family. Her stepmother chimed in, suggesting they invite the Gu family over, and her father enthusiastically agreed. Esther's gaze drifted over them, a whispered thought escaping her lips, What games you all are playing? I'm better at it than you all can ever imagine. Esther replied, I can't ask them to visit because Mrs. Gu is still ill. Her stepmother shot her a disdainful glance. When do you plan on inviting them, then? Her stepsister chimed in, her tone accusatory. Or are you lying to Dad? Esther stood firm. Why would I lie? The Gu family is busy and can't come. Her father's anger boiled over, and he stormed out of the dining table. Esther followed suit. As soon as they were alone, the stepmother turned to her daughter with a calculating glint in her eye. Let's invite the Gu family over. That way, your father will be pleased with you, and he'll be furious with Esther. We'll finally get rid of her. The stepsister raised an eyebrow. Will this plan really work, Mom? The stepmother's sly smile spread across her face. Don't worry, I've taken care of it. Everything will go as planned. The stepsister, Sandra, pretended to help with inviting the Gu family, unaware that Mrs. Gu and Esther were privy to their plans. Sandra was thrilled, believing she had succeeded in manipulating the situation to her advantage. However, unbeknownst to her, the Gu family had already orchestrated their visit with Esther's involvement. When the Gu family agreed to visit Sandra's family the next day, she rushed home, eager to share the news with her father and gain his favor. Her father beamed with pride, asking who had made it happen. Sandra's stepmother quickly took credit, attributing the success to Sandra. The father's pleasure stemmed from the Gu family's wealth and power, which he hoped would boost his career. He lavished praise on Sandra, oblivious to the true dynamics at play. The family mocked Esther, saying she couldn't even invite the Gu family, while Sandra was credited with the success. The father was furious with Esther, refusing to believe her claims that Sandra was lying. Instead, he insulted Esther, accusing her of jealousy. Esther walked away, her eyes burning with a desire for revenge. Let the game begin, she whispered to herself. As the gathering awaited the Gu family's arrival, the father lavished praise on Sandra, further humiliating Esther. However, unbeknownst to them, Esther was the mastermind behind the scenes. As the evening wore on, the father grew impatient. It's 7 p.m., where are our guests? He hissed to Sandra. Sandra went to investigate, while Esther waited patiently, a sly smile spreading across her face. Just then, Miss Gu appeared alone. Sandra questioned her, asking where her family was. Miss Gu's response was cutting. My mom and dad can't attend a lowly event like this. The father's anger boiled over as he demanded answers from Sandra, who insisted that Miss Gu was lying. The guest's departure was swift, fueled by anger and disappointment. The father's rage turned on Sandra and her mother, slapping them both. You've disgraced me in front of my guests, made me look like a fool, he bellowed. Then, he turned to Esther, apologizing for not believing her earlier. Esther smiled, saying, Dad, I'll escort Miss Gu out. With that, she left. The next day, the Bouquets held a celebration for Simon's arrival, and everyone was joyful. Simon's grandmother introduced Esther as his fiancée, and Gu watched from a distance, his eyes darkening with anger. He stood up and left without a word. As Simon's grandmother asked him to dance with Esther, Gu observed from afar, his anger simmering. When Esther accidentally stepped on Simon's shoes, his mother scolded her, insulting her. However, Gu stood firm, defending Esther. Their eyes met, and Simon's mother whispered to herself, no way I'm letting her marry my son. She's a jinx, and everyone is siding with her. I'll get rid of her. The grandmother invited Esther to visit the next day, asking her to cure Simon, who had lost his ability to speak. Esther agreed, smiling. Okay, I will, she said, before standing up and leaving. As Esther walked away, Gu grabbed her and kissed her, his voice low and urgent. I want you tonight. Esther pushed him away, calling him crazy and a jerk. But Gu held her tightly, his eyes blazing with possessiveness. I won't let you flirt with other men or dance with Simon. Esther's response was bold. Have you lost your mind? Simon is my fiancé. Gu's reply was adamant. I laid eyes on you first. Be my woman, and I'll protect you. I won't let anyone hurt you. Esther's voice trembled. No one is hurting me except you. Gu kissed her again, but unbeknownst to them, Simon was watching from behind. Gu quickly covered Esther's face and turned to Simon, his voice cold. Don't you know boundaries? Get lost. Simon retreated, unsure if the woman was indeed Esther. As he backed away, Ji shouted, "Get lost, and don't dare come over, or I'll plug out your eyes." Ji turned back to Esther, who was panicked and scared. "Why are you scared?" Ji asked. "Sooner or later, he'll find out about our relationship." Esther pushed him away. "I'm not an influential person, so don't expect much from me. Marrying into the Xiao family is the only way to secure my place in the family." Tears welled up in her eyes. "I saved you before. Why are you doing this to me?" Ji wiped away her tears, his voice softening. "Silly girl, I will never hurt you. I won't bully you. I might get mad at times, but I will never hurt you. Trust me." Esther's response was laced with doubt. "I don't trust myself. I mean nothing to you. You're just sweet-talking me, like all men do." Gu's reply was firm. "I'm not sweet-talking you." As they danced, Gu's jealousy simmered. "Do you know how jealous I am when I saw you dancing with Simon?" he whispered. "May I have one dance with you?" Esther's response was cautious. "Will you let me go after?" Gu's kiss on her forehead was reassuring. "Yes." As they danced, he whispered, "You will only be mine." The next day, Esther visited the Gu family to treat Simon's throat. She asked him to lie down, but Simon was shy. Esther reassured him, "No need, I'm a doctor. Gender means nothing to me." Just as she began the treatment, Gu burst in with his mother and grandmother, his face clouded with jealousy. Gu watched intently, his possessiveness evident. "Watch how she treats Simon," he said, though his true motive was to keep Esther and Simon apart. As Esther worked her magic, Simon's voice began to return. Overjoyed, he held Esther's hand to thank her. Gu intervened, his voice firm. "Men and women must keep their distance." Simon's grandmother beamed with gratitude, but his mother seethed silently. "Even if you heal my son, I won't let you marry into this family," she thought to herself. As Esther left, Gu grabbed her and kissed her, his words possessive. "You won't marry Simon. I won't allow it." Esther's response was pragmatic. "I was meant to be engaged to him. I need this marriage." Gu's reply was adamant. "You're mine, and I won't allow it." Esther's fear was palpable. "If they find out I'm with you, they'll kill me." Gu's reassurance was firm. "No one dares to touch you with me by your side." In a bold move, Esther challenged him. "Then marry me." Gu's silence spoke volumes. Gu's response was laced with concern. "If I marry you, you'll become my greatest weakness. There are too many people who wish for me dead, and they would stop at nothing to hurt you. Marrying you will be your undoing." Esther's voice was firm. "Then do what's good and stay away from me." With that, she walked away, leaving Gu behind, hurt. Gu's declaration echoed after her. "You're mine, no matter what. I won't let you go. Tonight, I'll place the ring on your finger." Meanwhile, on the day of the engagement, Esther looked stunning, but her smile hid her inner turmoil. As her friend wished her well, Esther's whispered thought was a silent plea. She wishes no one finds out about her secret relationship. Just then, Gu appeared, and Esther's gaze fell silent. Gu's movements were swift and possessive. He lifted Esther onto the desk, his hands grasping her waist. Esther's protest was immediate. "I made things clear to you last night. Don't you get it? Don't make things harder for me. I'm getting engaged to Simon." Gu's response was husky and intimate. "It's just an engagement. Let's see if Simon will really marry you." He kissed her, but Esther pushed him away, her voice firm. "You have no right to control my life." Gu's reply was resolute. "I'll prove my love to you tonight and tell you everything you need to know. You only belong to me." With that, he left, leaving Esther's emotions in turmoil. Esther's whispered question to herself echoed her confusion. Why is he so obsessed with me? She felt panicked and trapped. To prepare for the worst, she hid a gun in her purse. At the engagement party, the guests waited eagerly for the couple's arrival. Esther's entrance was met with admiration, and Simon rushed to her side, complimenting her beauty. Though she blushed, her mind was elsewhere, her acceptance of the marriage fueled by a desire for revenge. Just as Esther was about to take Simon's hand, her stepsister Lily dropped a bombshell. "Stop. Don't marry her. She's not clean, Lily exclaimed, her words sending shockwaves through the crowd. Esther is having an affair with a man in her room. I saw them. The man jumped out the window. The stepmother chimed in, corroborating Lily's claim. It's true. Don't marry a woman without virtue. Simon turned to Esther, his voice laced with hurt. Just tell me the truth. Were you with a man last night? Before Esther could respond, Simon's mother insulted her, calling her a slut. The stepmother attempted to slap Esther, but Gu intervened, pushing her away. How dare you slap me? The stepmother protested. I may not be your birth mother, but I'm still your elder stepmother. Gu's bold response silenced the drama. Today is a big day, and you're causing a scene by believing these two clowns. He turned to Simon. So, you couldn't defend your fiancée publicly. How can you protect her when married? Simon was mute, regret etched on his face. Here's the military medal we found in her room. The crowd began murmuring, suspicion falling on Gu. Esther's face fell, as if caught in the act. Gu's bold claim sent shockwaves through the crowd. The medal is indeed mine, he declared, his voice dripping with authority. What are you going to do about it? The crowd and families cowered in fear, aware of his powerful position as the chief commander of the army. The stepmother, however, continued to insult and humiliate Esther. Gu's response was swift and decisive. He slapped her, warning her to stop, and ordered the guards to take her away. Rip off her mouth, he commanded. The guards obeyed, grabbing her and slapping her 30 times. Gu turned to Esther, her face still downcast. I'm not Esther's lover, he said to the crowd, but I'm the one she's always had. The crowd was stunned by the revelation. Gu's words hung in the air, leaving everyone in a state of shock. The stepmother fainted, and Lily approached Esther, pleading for forgiveness. However, Gu pushed her away, his expression stern. This is what they get for framing my woman, Esther, he warned, before ordering his army to take them away. Simon demanded an explanation, his voice laced with anger. You both owe me an explanation. How can my fiancé be your lover? How can you take your brother's woman? Gu's response was swift. When has she ever been your fiancé? Just call it off, it was just a verbal agreement. Just then, gunshots erupted, and attackers targeted Esther. Gu's quick reflexes allowed him to fight back and protect her. Are you okay? Esther asked, concern etched on her face. Gu smiled, his eyes locked on hers. Don't worry, I won't die yet. You haven't agreed to become my woman yet. As the gunfire continued, Esther suggested fleeing. They're after me. Why not let's run away? Gu's response was resolute. I never back down from war, even if it means dying. Esther's voice was laced with emotion. I don't want you to die. Gu's smile was persuasive. Really? Then call off your engagement with Simon. Esther's response was pragmatic. Now's not the time for that conversation. Let's go. Gu grabbed her, his kiss fierce and possessive. Be my woman, he whispered, amidst the chaos of gunfire. With his army's support, they fought off the attackers, and the enemies fell. Gu's protection and determination had saved Esther's life. Gu ordered his guards to investigate the attack, determined to uncover the culprits. I'll tear this country apart to find them, he vowed. Esther's stepmother feigned innocence, but fear flickered in her eyes. As Simon attempted to repropose to Esther, she stood frozen in silence. However, Gu swiftly intervened, placing a diamond ring on her finger and sweeping her into his arms. The crowd gasped in shock as he carried her away. Simon seethed with anger, whispering to himself, Gu, I know your weakness. I'll kill you to fight for my place. Meanwhile, Gu carried Esther away on his shoulder, her body relaxed in acquiescence. The scene was one of triumphant possession, as if Gu had claimed his prize. With that, the chapter came to a close, leaving the audience wondering what lay ahead for the complex web of relationships between Gu, Esther,